So hello guys, I'll be showing us how to make cool exterior renders like this on Revit using Vray for Revit architecture. So we'll be using this same model to achieve this. When you open your Revit, first thing you do here is to pick your camera. If you are familiar with Revit, you should know how to do this very well. And if you are new to Revit, you can check out my old videos on Revit architecture. You'll see the link after this video. So you come here and you pick your camera and pick from this angle or from this angle. So if you pick from here now, click and drag it to the end. Once you drag it to the end, resize your camera and set this eye elevation to 1.5. Then click apply. 1.5. Drag this up and you can set this wall to a height of 450. Click apply. So that way now you can see what we want and set this on fine and set this to shaded. So this is our view. This is what we want, the view we want to render. What you do next is you come to your Vray toolbar and come to settings. Make sure it's on CPU. Then to go global illumination, set it on radiance map. This should be on light catch, just leave that. Activate the ambient occlusion, set this GI depth to 10 and ambient occlusion set to 1.1. It could be on 1 or 1.1. You can test it how you want by yourself. To this on 1.1, then over to channels, you activate the denoiser. This denoiser can actually be activated later when you want to do the final render, so leave it off for now so it won't take much of our test renders. Those are the only two things you need to do here. You close this, then over to make sure you are on draft and reduce this to 96 and this to 900, so it won't take much of our render time. Let me set this to 600 instead, so our draft render can render fast. Then you set this to the name of the 3D view we just created. That's this view, this 3D view. Just activate it here. Once that is done, then you can click on the render button. So you wait while it gives us the sketch render. So basically this is what we are going to have. No material added yet. So this is what you get when you open a new file and try to render. The main thing is to just make sure you have applied your Revit materials to wherever you want. So I'll stop this. This is our sketch render now. Now we already know where to adjust materials, how we want it. So you close this, just minimize it. Minimize this. Over to the Vray, the environment light, you click on dome light. So on dome light here, you activate the HDR image. So we have to select another HDR image that has more high quality. have about 10 of them, but I use number 5 the most. These people non-commercial HDR. This is the number 5. You open it, then you set, this should be on none, don't touch. You set this to, let's say, 300. That's the intensity of the HDR sky. This is actually a sky. So instead of using sun, we use an image sky. Once that is set, we can just show you what's going to be there now. So let's wait while it loads. You can see there's a difference there now. Let me show you what's happening here. When we go back to the intensity and we'll put it on, let's say 50. Set it to 50 and check what we have again. This is actually the sky we are having. This is the sky we are meant to have, but we have increased the intensity, so it's going to add more light effect to our render. So 300 is okay. So 300 will be enough. So the next thing you do is you go to your exposure and drag the white balance all the way to the end. Then your sunshine, set it on 13.7. It's actually a nice value, so set it on 13.7. Then close that and you render again. So once we are okay with the lighting, then the next thing we do is to set the materials and textures to the way we want it. You can close this now and leave this open. Then you scroll to your appearance manager. I believe if you modeled your file, you should already know the names of the textures you use to apply on your building. So if you know the name, you shouldn't have a problem. You scroll to appearance manager, then one by one you search for the name of the materials. Like me, I use wall, so I have my names of my walls here. So the main thing to know is that all your Revit materials has to be converted to Vray materials, as in all your materials you apply there has to be converted to Vray materials, so that it's going to be different from this outcome. So note down all your material names and start converting all of them one after the other. Once you click on it, then you right click, then go to where your materials are, the Vray materials. I actually created a shortcut for it. This is the link to where yours is going to be. So try to get the link: program files / chaos groups / Vray for Revit / materials. So there you have all the materials you want: glass, metal, paint, tiles, wall paint, and all. So you come to wall paints. If it's for walls, just select anyone, because we'll change them later. Select any wall paint here. For these two, I'll select any wall paint. This one is not wrong, I didn't apply that. This one to select any wall paint. Then start searching for all your materials, all of them. This one to select and check for which other one is available. Okay, the glass, for my glass, right click, then back to materials and look for ground. You see the glass there, I select. Then for this floor here, I named it earth. You right click on it too and go to tiles and select this interlocking. Next one, the brick, I named it brick. Brick, right click and go to materials. You see brick, you can select, double click. Then which one else again? This railing, the paint, I think we named it leg no. Okay, you can right click for the paint, go to metal, you see a red paint, this. Then for the roof, I named it roof. Roof, right click, then go to various. Under various, you see some roof tiles, double click them. Then the ridge cap of the roof, I named it ridge. So you also right click on it and let me go to, I just want a texture that will just cover it. Maybe I'll go to leather and pick anyone from there. What else again? The wooden doors, the name should be wood. You right click on it, then go to materials and look for woods and select the one you want. Maybe this is okay. That's for wood. Then what else again? For the floor tiles, this step here, I use two materials there. One is named concrete and one is tile. So I go to search for concrete, you right click, then scroll to where you have concrete and apply the concrete you want. This is better. Then search for tiles. Tile, you right click, materials, then go to tiles and select whichever one you prefer. Let me just select this. So you check if there's any other material. There's no more material. Then I think the last thing is glass. Very important, you have to take note. For glass, glasses for windows, you have to be careful when selecting, or else you won't get a realistic glass. Come to glass, leave all these other ones, just go down to where you have glass window neutral, double click and select it. So that's for glass. So once you have done all that, just go here, select, and under this Vray mapping, you click on mapped, so you see all materials only that we have added to Vray materials. So if you just click on this render button again to see what we have done, okay. can see that the materials applied, but the screen is too bright. It's too bright. So what we do here is go to the exposure and let's set it on 14.2 for exterior. The higher the exposure value, the darker it tends to become, but the lower the exposure value, the brighter it becomes. So it's on 14.2 now, or let's say 14.5. so we'll see a big difference. So you can simply go here and click on the render button again. Okay. So alright, the materials are now looking different. So you can stop this rendering since we know that I've done some application to this. So what we do next is to focus on these materials. So as we have all the materials we'll be needing here, once you click on any material, you see some figures below here for increasing the sizes of the materials. So for instance, this brick now, set it to a value of about 1.5. It's not too much, it's okay. 1.5. This concrete also set it to a value of about that same 1.5. Earth, set it to that same value, 1.5. Glass, leave glass alone, doesn't need a repeating texture. Glass, leave it alone. This for the paint, leave it alone. This for the ridge, leave it alone. For the roof, 1.5. For the tile, 1.5. For the wall, in case you want the bumps to show too, you can just add 900 to all this. These are the wall paints, and this for the wood. So I left the glass and the railing paint. Those ones don't need expansion or anything of sort, so you just leave them the way they are. So what you do next is you can click, instead of clicking on the assets editor, you can simply click directly from here to edit them. Click on this, so you see this is out. So on the diffuse is about this the color of the material. So once you deselect this, the texture material is gone. So you be aware of what you are doing here. So diffuse has to do with the material image. So reflection has to do with if you want the lights to be reflected, the material to reflect light. So I don't need it for this, so you can turn it off. Reflection glossiness, if you have this on, to make the glossiness of the material very sharp, that's what this is for, reflection glossiness. So we don't really want a sharp reflection on this material. So reflection IOR is actually better for glasses, for glass materials. So that's what you can use that for. So refraction is how you want light to pass through the object. This is actually good for glasses again, for glass materials. So you set that. I'll show you how to do that. Then opacity, how transparent you want the material to be. Then bump, how you want the bumps on the materials to come out. You can increase it, the bumps will come out. You can also select directly here and add 10. 10 is a large figure, but just to test it, the bumps will become more sharper. The bumps will become more sharper. so you can decrease that. I don't want much bump. So displacement is how you want the bumps displaced, scattered on the materials, but be careful with that because much of it can affect your rendering. So that's how you set that. So for this wood, if you click on the material, you see options below them. Sometimes you can see 2 or 3. So what you do here is you can make the material dark a bit. You understand? So you can close this, come here to white, click on it. So if you are dragging this and it doesn't change, simply deselect this, then you can click on the color and drag it to white. So it's on white now. You can close and close this. Then this one is also all white. You can just drag it to white here and deselect this. It's on white now. Then for the cream wall, if you are going to use cream materials, what you do is, so once you are about to apply colors different from white, in order for you to be able to apply real life paint colors, you click on, let this be here, then you go search on let's see, cream paint RGB value, cream paints RGB value. So you click on the first one. So let's wait while it loads. Okay, you can see the cream paint here, 255, 253, 208. What you do is you note down the numbers 255, 253, then you click on this, you select the range to 255 and apply the 255, 253 and the last number, which is 208. 208. So unselect this. You can see now we have our color there now. So you can just reduce the value of this, make it darker or lighter. Once you have done that, you can then close this and check for the brown wall paint. Uncheck this and also make sure this is on 255. Then what you do next is search for chocolate. So for the chocolate paint, you can look for the one that will be suitable for you. I think this is okay. So this now is 111, 82 and 66. 111, 82 and 66. Can make it lighter. So once that is done, you can close it. Then the tiles, can make it reflect and add some bump to it. You can see the bump. You can see the bump. This is flat now. When once bump is added, you can see it. Then for the roof, I'll come back to that. The reed cap, also come back to that. for the metal, reduce the reflection a bit. For the glass, you can leave the glass, and for the glass window, select it, and now you can see the diffuse. So you go to the reflection and drag it all the way to the end. Leave the reflection IOR alone. Then for the refraction, come down to the refraction, and you just reduce it a bit. So in case you want to change the color from the black it is, you just click on the default color, and from the slider here you can drag to the color you want. So that's how you do for glasses. Then leave the opacity alone. It's good this way, trust me, it's good this way. So for the earth, just set the bump to, let's say, 5. Set the bump to 5. And for the concrete, you can leave that the way it is. Then for the brick, you can set the bump to 5 too. Set the bump to 5. Now for the roof, we won't be using this specific type of roof. So you come here, you have the diffuse map and the bump map. So what we do here is we are going to change the diffuse map. So just go to the folder here, click on the folder, then go to any folder where you have your textures like this. I can change it to any of these. So I don't have the exact bump map for this file, so what I'll do is I'll just select the same file, because you are supposed to have a bump map for every texture. So it's going to make it look real, make the bump on the surface to look real. So I'll just use the same file for that. Then you can decrease this color a bit to add the bump, let's say 5. Okay, so we are going to check how the render is. Then after that, I'll just pause this video so it won't be too long. I'll stop it and create a new file. So once we click on render now, so you can see. Okay, so I'm going to stop this now and continue in the next video.